A lot of coaches and creators want to create an online course, but the moment they actually sit down to build one, they freeze. And I know that feeling because I've been there too. You start wondering where to begin, how big it should be, whether it should be a mini course or a full course. Should it deliver video or audio or slides or kind of a combination of all three? And that's usually where things stall. So in this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a course inside of Kajabi. Not in theory, but real time. And how quickly and simple you can get something set up, even if you're starting from scratch. This is day 2 of my 12 Days of Kajabi series, where I'm showing you how simple Kajabi makes building an online business.
Oh, Kajabi!
Today, I want to start with the foundation of almost every online business or entrepreneur, your course. This is where Kajabi started. This is where Kajabi really shines. So even though yesterday we talked about Kajabi does way more than courses, you know, they handle your website, your coaching, your memberships, your email, and even acts as a payment processor. Courses are still one of the fastest ways to package what you know and turn it into something you can actually sell. Whether you're a coach, a creator, or an expert, a course lets you take what's already in your head and organize it into something that's simple and valuable for other people. And real quick before we jump in, if you want to follow along in this video series inside Kajabi, you can grab a free 30-day trial of Kajabi using my link below. All right, let me show you how easy it is to build a course inside of Kajabi. All right, so here we are in Kajabi, and as you can see on the left-hand side, I'm under the products, drop down under the courses tab, and we're gonna go ahead and click on new course. Now they give you two different types of courses here. You have your Evergreen and you have your cohorts, okay? Your Evergreen, as it says here, is gonna be more of like a self-paced learning. That's one of it, like an evergreen course where you're gonna kind of set it and forget it. Maybe you're gonna update your assets every now and then, but it's basically a course that you create once and you sell over and over and over again. They do offer a live room in here, so you can go live at any time and offer like group coaching within the course. You don't really have to have a separate community attached to that. You can go live right in the course. And what it does is every time you go live, when you save the videos, when you end the live broadcast, it'll actually store it in a module as lessons. And so anybody can basically access, if you set it up this way, of course, they can access those past video recordings, those past trainings, if that's like part of your package. Maybe you upsell that part of the package or something like that. This type of course can have video content, it can have audio content, community integration, right? And a lot of the quizzes and other things, I'm gonna show you some really cool tricks with that once we get into the actual dashboard. But community integration, that's kind of what I mentioned in day 1 of the 12 Days of Kajabi series, where you can actually integrate your community if you decide to have a community set up, so that conversations that are happening in the community, they can basically access the community conversation, the community circle inside of the course, so they don't have to jump over to the community. It just makes it a little bit more seamless of an experience for your student. Obviously, you can have downloads, so PDF audio files. You can basically have anything that you want to download, images for your clients, and then of course certificates. So completion certificates when they complete the course, that can all be set up automatically, and it can be completely automated, and they get the certificate once they complete the course, and you don't even have to be there for that, right? That can all be set up and automated. And also I'll show you how you can use quizzes as well. So after maybe it's 5 lessons in a module, they finish that module, they get a quiz, and you have the next module is locked. They can't access it until they get a certain grade, or like a passing grade on the quiz. So it's really cool. Cohorts is basically the exact same thing, except for it's more group learning, scheduled live sessions. So you'd schedule it out. You're basically running the course live. So we're gonna go ahead and just click next. So what's great about this, Kajabi has really simplified getting started with courses, right? Because that's their bread and butter, right? This is what they specialize in. And they want to make the process easy for you. You're providing this information here so that Kajabi's Amma, or Ask Me Anything, that's their AI, can take this information and generate you all the content. So it can actually create you the outline of your course. It can create your sales landing page with information already there, wording and messaging already there to help you kind of market, kind of gives you a place to start, right? It'll create your marketing emails. It'll create your offer, which we talked about offers and checkout pages in the previous video. So it'll create your offer and checkout pages and associate the offer with the product. So it's already connected. You don't have to think about that. And a few other additional resources that it'll create for you, all based on the information that you provide right here in this step. So right now, I already have a title that I came up with using ChatGPT earlier. I'm just going to copy and paste that in here. This is confident on camera, speak clearly, calmly, and with authority. So this gives them a little bit better, clear description than just, public speaking 101. So I'm going to copy and paste a brief description that I put in here. Confident on camera is a practical beginner-friendly course designed to help you speak clearly and confidently. You get it. Okay, it's a really nice description, gives it a lot of information. And so we're going to go ahead and just click next. And now we're going to price our course. Obviously, the only two options we have here are free or paid. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how quickly and easily it is and some of the cool features setting it up paid, because that's what we're here for, right? We want to make money from our knowledge, selling our knowledge through these courses. And the first really cool new feature that I want to draw your attention to is this paywall for your course. So back in the day, if we wanted to give away a sample of our course, right? We wanted to give people access to our course. There is a way to give people access to your course for a limited time, but it gives them access to the entire course. So let's say that you want to give them access to just the first module, maybe that contains the first 3 to 5 lessons of your course. When you insert this paywall, you can actually drag and drop the paywall to go under whatever module, lesson you prefer, and anything above that paywall is open to the public. It's free. They can sign up and take it for free as like a sample of your course, and anything below that, they cannot access that. It'll prompt them to pay for the course if they want to learn more. Like if they enjoy what they're seeing, what they're learning from you, and they're interacting with you, they can pay for that course right then and there inside of the course. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that on because I want to show you how that feature works when we get into the back end. The next thing is payment frequency. We're going to go ahead and go with just the one-time payment. And so we're just going to set this up right now for $197. And what's really cool about this is the Kajabi payment. So again, there's no need for a Stripe account or a PayPal account, anything like that. If we click on the drop down here, we can say none. But Kajabi can be your actual payment processor, so that can collect credit cards for you. You can use Apple Pay, Google Pay. I'm going to click all these, Afterpay, Klarna. Okay. Or you can skip for now if you're not even sure, but and of course you can change all this in the back end again anyway. So we're just going to go ahead and set it up with everything, the works. I call it the works because I love using Kajabi payments. I don't use any other payment processors. And this is part of what I was talking about in the first video, right? Where Kajabi replaces everything. I don't have to pay for any other services at all, right? And if you haven't checked out day one, check out day one. I highly recommend it. It'll walk you through pretty much everything. I think we covered most everything that Kajabi actually replaces. So now that we got all this set up, let's click next. There we go. And let's let the AI go to work. So it's going to start creating all the assets that it's going to allow us to have. All right, there you go. That was actually really, really fast. So now we're inside of our Confident on Camera course. And since this is my first time looking at this, let's go ahead and look through this. So the hierarchy here is, I'll briefly explain. You got modules, maybe submodules. I don't use them as much. There is a course where I'm using them for my Kajabi Code Playbook because I have a lot of codes that I need to organize. So you got modules, submodules, and then your lessons, right? So here's the module is understanding your fears. Okay, that's pretty good. So the lessons under that module topic are practicing confidence, identifying your fears, overcoming your fears. Okay, a lot that has to do with fear. Here, let's expand these other things, these other modules. And as you can see right here, this is the paywall thing that I was talking about in the beginning. So members with the limited access product can only view content above this paywall. So as of right now, they only have access to the understanding your fears module and these 3 lessons as kind of like a sample, right? A sample of your course. And that might entice them to then when they hit this paywall to pay up, right? Give you the money for the rest of the course because they want it. They've had a taste of it, right? So we're going to actually just try to drag this down. All you got to do is drag it down. Let's say you want to give them 2 modules for free. Now we just drag this paywall down and that's it. That's all you have to do. You are ready to go. Like on your end, when they go in, if somebody signs up to take your course for free, they will see these 2 modules and all these lessons in there, and then they'll hit the paywall where they have to pay to see the rest. Your course, even if it's evergreen, can constantly be evolving and changing, and you can add to it. Momentum is better than perfection. Okay, you just want to be moving forward. You want to create a product to sell. It does not have to be perfect, does not have to be beautiful. It just has to contain the information that you want it to contain. It doesn't even matter if you're in front of the camera. Launch something like a mini course, something simple, because your course can expand and grow over time, and you can obviously charge more in the future for what that product is worth in the future. Okay, so even though this may not be the final everything of our course, Confident on Camera, you can see that the AMA, the Ask Me Anything AI from Kajabi, did a pretty good job giving us a pretty basic getting started outline. And I think it's a great place to start. Let me just go across all these tabs up at the top really quick. Obviously, we're under the outline tab right now. Here are the offers that are associated with the Confident on Camera. If I click into offers, you're going to see actually 2 offers. And the reason why you're seeing 2 offers is because, again, remember, we set it up as a one-time payment for $187, but we also have that paywall where they're allowed to sign up for free and then pay for it. So they're giving you a free offer as well. Up here, if we had customers in here, you'd be able to track the customers right here. So at a glance, you can see where your customers are, what they're doing, where they're stuck even. And you can see when people drop off. Like I can see, I was even in there in mine today, and I can see how many modules, how many lessons, how many quizzes. I can even see the grades that they're getting on the quizzes that I've put in there. It's great analytics for you, and it's great again, so you can kind of see where people get stuck, they drop off, maybe they get bored of the course, and you can start setting up automated emails to go out when people hit that period, that point in your course, or they're struggling with a quiz, or they're struggling, then you can have an automation set up so that an email goes out and offers your help, offers your services, encourages them to keep going. And the last tab here on the right is your settings tab. So this is where you're going to revisit a lot of those settings that you already did when you set up the course. Here's where you decide if you want to provide a live video session for this course. Again, every time you want to go live, let's say you've promised that if they purchase this course, you're going to go live bi-weekly or weekly or whatever it is. If you provide a live video session for this course, when you go live after you're done, it's going to add it to a module that's called live rooms or live sessions, something like that. And it'll store them as lessons so that they always have access to those, especially if it's part of the package that you're promising them. Let's turn on premium video. Here's your title. Maybe it is weekly Q&A, right? Here's a session description. You can schedule it, right? You can schedule the live session. All your students get notified of when you're going to be going live. And then right here, the recordings, right? So you can manually upload them after the fact, right? If you want to go through and comb through, edit them maybe on your computer, or you can just click on this to automatically upload the recordings as those lessons like I was talking about. Okay, now I want to show you what it looks like inside one of the lessons. So let's go back to our outline. Okay, and let's start with this first lesson here, practicing confidence. And this is where it contains all of your lesson details. So it's going to have all the text, the information. As you can see here, all of your assets. So like video, audio. I'm going to click on video here, but we can upload an audio file as well if your course is mostly audio. Obviously, this is your main lesson content right here. And then here's where you can add any downloads. So if you have any files, whether it's video, audio, you can also add extras here simply by browsing the files on your computer. Real simple. I like to sometimes provide worksheets for the students depending on what the lesson is, worksheets that are associated with the lesson. Now, one feature that I miss having right here in the lesson details is the automations. If you watch one of my previous videos on creating a course on my YouTube channel, I was able to demonstrate the automations being right here within the lesson itself. Now, Kajabi has definitely rebuilt from the ground up their automation structure, and it's a lot more robust. Now we have to jump over to the automations workflow page, which you'll find that down the left-hand side under marketing. If you click on the drop down here, you'll find automations right here. So I've already got the automations page pulled up. We're going to jump over here and I'm going to show you how to set up a quick automation. So let's say, for example, when somebody finishes this lesson, let's find out the name of the lesson. I'm going to show you why. Take note of the name of the lesson. So practicing confidence. So let's say after they complete this lesson, you want to send out an automated email that maybe checks in with them, asks them how they did, lets them know that they did a great job maybe, and it looks like you're watching or keeping tabs on them. That might be a little creepy, I don't know, but whatever you want to do, right? So let's jump over to workflow. And so again, Kajabi has created a much more robust workflow of automations here, but it used to be right there in the lesson and I kind of missed that. So let's go ahead and create a new automation. And then I'm just going to go down here to the bottom and click start from scratch. Okay, so here we're going to label our automation. I'm just going to label it practicing confidence email. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and click here on new trigger. Okay. When we click on new trigger, it's going to pull up a bunch of the different triggers on the side. And if you're not completely familiar with how this works, we're going to go over it more in a video coming up here in the 12 Days of Kajabi series. But for right now, this is a brief explanation. But basically a trigger is what starts the automation. So what we want to do is set up a trigger for when somebody completes a lesson. So if we come down here, you can see the option. You got a lot of different options here for different events and courses. So in your courses though, we're going to click on lesson. And the trigger name is called lesson. Again, we could relabel this again as, oh, and it looks like it didn't even save our title over there. So what is this? Practicing confidence. That's what we're going to call the trigger name. We'll say practicing confidence completed. Okay. And then right here it says when lesson is completed. So you have to select the lesson now, right? So we're looking for practicing confidence, right? And I really wish they would put this in some sort of order because it seems really difficult to find right now. Here's practicing confidence. So I'm going to click on that. Obviously, we can click here to view the lesson if we want, and we can add extra filters and things. We're going to keep this really basic, simple. I'm going to save this trigger. Okay. So as you can see, it created us this kind of node over here that says when this lesson is completed, do this. It says right here, and then, right? Well, we don't have a then yet, so let's add a then. So let's click then. We want it to either add a tag, maybe remove a tag. But right now we're just going to do right here, communication, send an email, right? So we can send an email to the person. We can also then create a duplicate one, create a duplicate node over here and send an email to the team as well, or send an email to myself notifying me, hey, so-and-so has completed this section. Why don't you check in with them, right? But this is an automated way to do it. And so I can pre-type out and customize and beautify this email that goes out. And again, set it and forget it, right? So every time anybody in the future completes this lesson, they're going to get this automated email sent out, and it might be offering them another product. You might even want to use it to upsell, right? Like if they're completing this and you're like saying, hey, are you enjoying this course so far? You might also enjoy this add-on, or you might enjoy this purchase as well. Or if you're having trouble, schedule a coaching call with me, and it links directly to like a checkout page so they can book a call with you. The sky's the limit with what you want to do when setting up your business. And it's a great way to kind of automatically and passively generate more income, kind of like the order bump that we talked about in video number 1. Now, if I want to go ahead and mark this as published, I can click the drop down menu right here and choose publish. Now, this doesn't actually make this lesson live. And the reason why is because it's underneath a module that we haven't published yet. So the module is understanding your fear. But this lesson is published, but the module's not. So it's not going to show up. So let's go ahead and publish the actual module itself. And as you can see, when I click on this drop down, it's actually going to give us a couple of more options as well. For now, I'm going to go ahead and click publish. Okay, so now the module and the lesson are both published. Now, as you saw in the drop down, I just want to briefly explain these features for you because this is great. Again, this is my way of demonstrating to you what Kajabi could do for your business and how easy it makes this process. You literally have everything you need to do this. As you can see in this drop down, there are 2 really cool settings that I really want to show you. The first is drip. And what drip does is it allows you to control when your content is released to your students without dumping everything on them at one time. For example, you could always release 1 module per week, or you could unlock several lessons maybe a few days after somebody's actually enrolled for the course. So this feature alone is great for student progress and retention and helping people actually finish your course. And it's all built right here in Kajabi. If we just click into drip real quick, you can see here set drip days after enrollment. So again, they enroll in the course. Maybe they have access to maybe the first module with maybe has a couple lessons in there. And then you can set the drip for the next module or the next lesson, how many days after they enroll. So let's say you want to do every few days or every 7 days. There you go. This is where you would set that up. Now, let's say you're selling like a pre-launch, right? Like you're doing a pre-launch. If you go down here to where it says drip on a specific date, so you would go to click on offer details, and that's where you would set that up. So if you are pre-selling the course and you were launching on November 10th, that's where you would set that up. Another great feature is locking content. And locking means that a student will have to finish a module or a lesson in order to move on to the next module or lesson. So this is perfect if you really want people to take your course, step 1, step 2, step 3 in order instead of jumping around. And the best part about all these different settings like drip and lock is it's all built right in Kajabi, and they make it super simple, it's easy, and you have a lot of control right here at your fingertips. So even at just the course level, you can see how much control you actually have without things getting super, super complicated. So those are some great features. Some of my favorite ones. One of my favorite scenarios for using the locking feature is creating a quiz where they have to get a certain passing grade in order to unlock the next module. And that is totally possible in Kajabi. It's actually a great feature. Now, before we wrap this up, I just want you to know that there's a lot more that you can do here inside courses. For example, you could be customizing a lot more for your student experience, imagery and colors and fonts. You can design your course any way you want with the same page builder that Kajabi uses across the board. Plus, you have access to, again, the template store, the template marketplace, where you can purchase other course templates, kind of like the one that I use on my Kajabi Code playbook. You can customize with different sidebars and even promote your current products inside of another course, so you can kind of cross-market. And under that Customize tab right here at the top, you can not only customize your branding and the design of the course itself, but also each individual lesson, like the players, like the video players and the layout layouts. I'm not going to get into all of that today. I just really wanted to show you how easy it was to set up a course inside of Kajabi and kind of walk through some of the greatest features, or at least my favorite features anyway. But I just wanted to let you know that it's there. In the next video, which is day 3 of my 12 Days of Kajabi series, I'm going to show you how coaching works inside of Kajabi, including the one-on-one coaching and also the group coaching, and how it's handled all in one place. And don't forget, if you want to be entered in the gift list and have access to coaching and Kajabi free products, don't forget to like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and comment the word courses down below for today. And I'll see you in the next video.
Ho, 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 Kajabi!